welcome back to a new video. As you know, today I have another sponsor. It's because I found my friend's other channel and I have to show you this video. She was so nice enough to do this. Let me turn it up. So I'm gonna watch this video. Oof.
A very little cute thing.
Here we go. Before I start, I'm giving a shout out to Emily because she gave me a shout out in her video. This video is all about her video right now, so I need to watch this. So let's do this.
Guys, this is my friend, and I'm giving her a shout out before I start the video. So please subscribe and yeah. Here, I'll show you one of her videos. Here, I'll show you this one.
And as you see, if you ever subscribe to me, you've seen that video.
Nike? Are you talking again? That's one of her videos, and
I am so happy that she's doing this for me.
so I'm giving her a shout out.
Well,
And
Emily, you're lucky enough for today to get a shout out on this channel, and once I go on your other channel, you're going to get a shout out on that one. So both of your channels are getting a shout out today. So let's get back into the video.
let's go with the it looks like her hair is kind of like this. I don't really like that. So let's go. I have this hair, so I'm gonna go with.
And as you know, this is a channel she had to make it on.
I'll give her that.
And it is cool, so I don't want to watch all of it so y'all don't get bored. So let's go in this one. See who posted a new one. Who was it? Not my thing right now, so it's probably that one. Yep, here are her two channels. This one and this one. And her name is Emily Kibler. Her real name. So today we're going to watch the top 10. Dang ads.
The ocean is less explored than any other part of the world. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, more than 80% of our ocean is unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. This leads to a lot of experiences people can't yet explain that go on underwater. And today, I'm bringing you these stories. It's a dangerous world down there with murky water, low light, required safety stops, narcosis, and so many other things. It's so scary and haunting that I decided I need to get a little bit comfortable. Comfortable in what, you may ask? Give it to me, Sarah. In the Killaby gaming chair. I'm Abby, and this is Killaby. Killaby? No, Killaby. That has 3D armrests like this, and they go up and down. Plus, there is 360 swivel. And I'm back. There's also rocking function with a locking system, and this is a memory foam seat cushion, and this is a lumbar pillow, giving you that back support we all know you need. Also, we got some fun stuff going on here. Get ready for it. It's very comfortable. Locks in these other spots, and then brings it back up. You can use promo code MATOP10 to get $10 off your entire order, and that lasts until December 31st, 2019. But time to get back into it with top 10 scary stories from the deep. Now, when I hear DM, I think Dungeon Master from D&D, but in today's video, if you hear me say that, it's more likely I'm talking about a dive master, because it's the deep, scuba diving. So let's get into it. At number 10, we have the rock skull. This is a story from Keith Ba on Reddit. He dived in an area called the Hollywood Bowl where there's cool scenery and a sunken toilet, but he found something strange when he ended up straying from the group. He strayed because his vest had slow leaks that meant he had to re-inflate. Anyways, he noticed a lionfish and began watching it before his attention shifted to a rock behind it. The rock kind of looked like a skull and it had the nose section and eye section, but he was called back to the boat before he could really check it out. He did snag a quick picture of the rock before heading back, but once he developed the picture, he saw that it actually was, in fact, a skull. Did his friends believe him at the time? Not really, but once they saw the picture, I guess they had to, and you can check out the photo for yourself. At number 9, we have the absent red octopus. On an unguided dive with her boyfriend, Reddit user Umbria had a trippy experience. The two divers took too long when they were looking around at a depth of 38 meters. Umbria herself started getting sleepy. They started to ascend when they saw a really cool red octopus with silvery eyes, and they had to stop and laugh at its funny face and take pictures for a bit, but that made them stay at the 38-meter depth. Staying down there leads to the boyfriend's computer freaking out and slowly bringing them back up, taking 3 spots to decompress along the way when they had only planned for one. What happens is they reach the surface with less oxygen on reserve in the tanks than there should have been, and they begin to look for the pictures that they took at the red octopus because they were like, this is super cool. Thing is, they had over 20 photos of this same rock, but no octopus. At those depths, it's physically impossible to see red, let alone bright red, due to red light having the longest wavelength, so it's absorbed by water. What had happened was they spent too much time underwater and probably had nitrogen poisoning, and it's a similar state to drunkenness that, as the Reddit user says, makes you high and delirious until you pass out. They should have been tipped off that this was happening when Umbria herself was getting sleepy. If it weren't for their computer, who knows what would have happened. Could have passed out. At number 8, we have the sealed plane. This is one of many stories from Reddit user PIZZND, who I'll call Pizzend, and he used to be a deep-sea diver with a large reputable company, or so he said. The team he was working with in this story I'm about to tell you were told to recover a military aircraft, so he sat at comms and logs to communicate and monitor the divers. They had been briefed on the situation, communication with the pilot was lost, and the team's job was to recover it so the military could investigate. The thing is, when the divers got to the plane, they found it completely intact, just resting on the bottom of the ocean. Pizzend said that the cockpit was still sealed, meaning the pilot did not eject, but there was no body and no sign of the pilot, even though it was completely sealed. After recovering the plane, the military took it, and Pizzend and his team never heard about it ever again. Kinda spooky. At number 7 is the locked fridge. Reddit user Count Dynamo saw something on a dive about 90 feet deep, or just under 30 meters, off of Vancouver Island in Canada, and had to notify the police. Count Dynamo said they saw a large deep freezer with a heavy industrial chain wrapped around it multiple times with about 5 cinder blocks attached. It was very, very rusted, and the deep freezer itself had to be 30 plus years old, probably more. Because one of the divers was friends with the local police, they were able to find out what was inside, and get this, the contents were 10 porcelain dolls, just wrapped and put in a deep freezer under the water. Why? No one knows. What do you think? Anyways, on to number 6, Shadow Shark. This is another story from our deep sea diving friend on Reddit. He was installing rigging gear during a salvage job, facing the boat when something smashed into the tank on his back. Several of his ribs bruised from this impact. When he turned around though, nothing was there. He reported this to the other diver that was with him and topside, and so they decided to go up. While keeping their eyes out on decompression stops, they spotted a large shadowy figure circling them. They had to wait to finish their decompression requirements because safety reasons, and during that time, the shadowy figure got closer and closer. First, it became close enough that they could make out it was a shark, a massive one. As Pizzend said, he has never been afraid of sharks, but there's something about being circled by a massive shark in the middle of the ocean, dangling from a chain, that can instill a new phobia in the bravest men. Without a cage around them, the shark came nearly close enough to touch before the divers were lifted from the water. Pizzend said he didn't recognize the species as it was bigger than a great white shark with few gray features amongst entirely black coloration. I'm thinking maybe a basking shark that's really dark, but I don't know, those ones have funny mouths. Regardless, the team deduced that the shark is what hit him in the back as they were working below on the rigging gear. Anyways, on to number 5, no air in the deep. This one is from Reddit user Camberto5. This diver on Reddit shared a story a dive master once told him that stuck with him. On a pretty deep dive, his dive master, or DM, found a full skeleton wearing diving gear with the air on the tank turned off. When they reported it to police, Camberto5 said they found the full story. Apparently, the skeleton belonged to a man whose wife turned off his air while they were on a on a dive to murder him. Keeping this list going, let's move on to number 4, missile retrieval. Back again to Pizend, the retired deep-sea diver. Him and a dive buddy were tasked with retrieving missiles that were ejected from a military aircraft but had not detonated. They had the luck of crystal clear waters around them and had found the first missile on the ocean floor. Then his dive buddy let out a curse because he spotted a wall of sand 30 feet tall growing and approaching them. Pizend said he hoped it was just the current sending the sand their way when it could have been something else. But anyways, the wall of sand hit them and their visibility was completely shot with complete darkness. He said he put his hand on his faceplate and couldn't see it. Like, that's right.